Hello and welcome to Danny's Garage. Today we're gonna have a look at a retro digital LCD watch, the OMAX M283. Actually, I think an LCD watch is today a must in a collection, and I have forgotten how much the wearing experience of these small retro watches was satisfactory. Actually, I think if you must have only one watch, maybe it should be an LCD watch. There is today very little information about the OMAX M283. I know that it's now out of production, but I was fortunate to get a new one out of the UK market. So when I was looking on the internet at LCD watch with a vintage look like this one, I could go for the more traditional Casio or Timex, or the more exclusive electronica from the Soviet Union, or even from another well-known Swiss brand like Tissot or Longines, or a French one like Yema. But if you want a vintage one from a Swiss brand, you have to pay today around 200 euros, sometimes even more, for high-end pieces. So I was very happy to find this OMAX, which is actually a new one. I think the production just ceased a few years ago. So even though the brand is from Switzerland, this one is made out of China. I was really happy when I find this OMAX, especially that it was a new old stock, because I have now something that is not as common as a Casio, and even though it's produced in China, it's still a Swiss brand watch. OMAX was founded in Switzerland, in Geneva, in 1946, and it's still in operation today, but it's not producing the high-end watches that it was producing in the 60s and 70s. I actually review an OMAX watch from the 70s. I will let the link into description. If we go today to contact us, it still had his headquarters in Switzerland, but the operating center is today in Dubai. So this is where everything happens. As you might have noticed, it obviously looks like an old Casio. It has the same type of octagonal case shape. The case is made of resin with a chrome plating, and the glass, the crystal, is actually acrylic or plastic. It has the same type of size of the Casio WR91. So the case diameter is 34.4 millimeters or 47.7 with the button here, the pusher. The lug to lug is very short, only 37 millimeters, and the 8 is 10.1 millimeters. The lug opening is 18, and the weight of the watch is 54 grams. So compared to the Casio, the case has more angles, and I would say it looks like a more high-end watch. Here also it has on the bezel fake screws that give a more high-end look. So if you look at the dial, it's written water resist almost everywhere, even though it's just 13 meters. We have, of course, 4 pusher here. So we have the the light here, I don't know if we're gonna see something. Yeah, it's quite bright. So in semi-light, we can see that the light function is working. Then we have the chrono, the date. We have the day of the week on top. If I push here, so we have the chronometer. And we have the date and the day of the month here. There is also an alarm. And so it says water resist on top, water resist again here, and on the back also waterproof. So the watch came with a user manual, very simple one, but it describes all the function. And actually you really need this manual to set up the watch, because it's not easy, especially for the date. I had some trouble to set up the date. If you look at the bracelet, it's well enough integrated, so it's 5 links. It's made of I think cheap metal, but it's okay. It's comfortable. And the clasp is signed, and when you close it, it has a double kind of click. So 1 and 2, so kind of double security. Regarding the movement, on the internet it says that it's a Japanese quartz movement. Before we jump to the conclusion, don't forget to like the video. It's free content, and like that you really support the channel. And don't forget also to subscribe if you want to see more unique review of watches you don't find anywhere else. So what is my opinion on the watch? Yeah, I think it's written water resist here, water resist there, water resist on the back, but it's only 50 meters, so basically it limited its usage. I would really like to have at least 50 meters of the watch, so I can go to the pool with it. For now, you can just shower with it. That's what I do, and there is no problem with that. Also, a second time zone would have really been nice, and a mineral crystal. But I think the watch would have cost much more. So on the positive side, I really like the vintage design of the watch. For me, it's just the perfect size. I like the dial with black and blue color and this little touch of red. And when you wear the watch, you really forget it. And so you have on the wrist a watch that you will not find on other wrist. You will find other people wearing vintage Casios mainly. And here you have a Swiss brand for a price of entry-level Casio. So see you soon for new reviews.